G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 14 of our Sevilla Rebuild here on Dylan on the Ball. Today we are taking on Olympique Lyonnais in the Champions League phase, which is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of it. It's the best. Before we get into everything that has happened since you were last here, it's been a couple of months or 3 months maybe almost, I don't know. I'll just remind you guys to please leave us a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, all that sort of stuff. Let's get right into it. You may be wondering why the attitude, why the distaste, the hatred for this group stage. I mean, not even group stage. No, that's the wrong word. It's Champions League phase, which, one, hard to say, it's annoying. Two, so you look here, and look, my qualm, I can't say words for it. My qualm isn't necessarily that we're in 17th and not getting through, which very much makes today's match a bit of a, you know, how's it going? What my qualm is, right? If you look at our schedule and look at just the Champions League phase games, we've versed Napoli, who are in 3rd. We've versed PSG, who are in 6th. We've versed Bayern Munich, who are, well, they're in 14th. They haven't had a great run, but they're Bayern Munich. I went the wrong way. We've versed Inter Milan, who are in 10th. Yes, I understand. You need to play like the best teams to win the competition. I get that. That's fine. I'd be fine with doing that at the latter stages. But like, I mean, yes, we did play Midtjylland, but other than Midtjylland, far out, I'm losing my mind. Other than Midtjylland, the rest of them are good teams, you know? Like, Olympiacos are there, Galatasaray are 25th, Lyon are only just behind us. And this is where I really have my issue, because I don't understand what has happened. Let's go to Nice. Let's go to their schedule. If we look at Nice's fixtures, they've had a much easier run of it. Like they've done very well to have drawn with Juventus. But then they've played Union Berlin, who are coming 9th in the Bundesliga this season. PSV, who are, you know, PSV, they're not going to be brilliant. They've versed Wolfsburg, who are 5th in the Bundesliga. They've got Benfica today. They've got Dinamo Zagreb. They've only had to play 2 good teams. We versed 4, which, again, on the face of it, not that bad. That's, you know, them's the breaks. That might happen, depending on how the hell they're working out this seeding or whatever the hell. But if we go back to last season, they were rubbish. They came last in a group stage that had Club Bruges, which is, man, I'm fired up. I'm annoyed about this because we should be doing better. If we go to last season, they came last in a group with Bruges in it. Whereas, like, I mean, we came 2nd, but we did have to get past teams that are better than Bruges. Like, well, Shakhtar's better than Bruges, probably. Ghent, damn it, is probably on par. How is the seeding working? Why are we getting shafted with the fixtures? What's the story, you know? Fran Garcia is loving it in the Champions League. 7.74 average rating is absolutely insane. Other than the Champions League, we have been doing rather well, though. So we've, as you may remember last video, we did drop all the way down to 17th after about 6 matches into the season. We've then had a steady climb up the table. We're now sitting in 3rd, easily 3rd. So we are only 1 point behind the tied league leaders, Real Madrid and Barcelona. And we've got the 2nd best, I think, goal scoring record in the league. If we go to the league table, goals for, yeah, we're 2nd best. Defense, we're probably 5th or 6th or something, I can't remember. But we are doing a very good job in the league, being very, very good. If we head back to competitions, we did make the Super Cup final. I think we beat Barcelona. I think we beat Barcelona in the semi-final. Yeah, we beat Barcelona just the 4 goals to 1 in the semi-final. Real Madrid beat Bilbao as they would, and then they absolutely spanked us. Wasn't even close. It was a nice 4-1 for Real Madrid. So we've got a runners-up medal in the Super Cup. Look, that's fine. I'm not too miffed about that one. It's losing to Real Madrid in a final that's just what happens in football, basically. We've only had 1 game in the Spanish Cup. I think we beat some, I don't know, 4th division team that I've never heard of named Leida or something. I don't remember. Anyway, all in all, things have been going very, very well. If I pop back on all of the competitions here, man, that freaked me out for a second. We have had actually a very, very good run of it. So the last video was this game here against Malaga, a nice 2-0 win. It was rather comfortable at the end of it. We've then gone on to beat Vallecano 2-0 thanks to Oscar and Rafa Mir. I'm not sure why my view has changed. There we go. No, that's not it. Alright, I fixed the view a little bit. Anyway, still looks a bit strange, but where were we? Yes, we beat Malaga in the last video. We've gone to Vallecano, beaten them 2-0. 2-1 against PSG with a red card to Thomas Delaney, which didn't help us because in the second half we really came out after being just dominated in the first half. They had, I think it was something like 13 shots to our 1 in the first half. We've then come back in the second half, started out well, red card Thomas Delaney. We continue just going forward, trying to get something. We get a goal back, that's all. Unfortunately, we do fall to PSG 2-1. Back in the league, we've got a good run of fixtures against Osasuna, Levante and Bilbao. Nice few wins there. Another win against Cadiz and Mallorca, either side of the winter break. 4-0 loss to Napoli, which really that was, I mean, firstly, 4-0 looks a lot worse than it was because they've got 2 goals in added time somehow. But that was one of the games where I felt the most out of depth and the most like I've made no progress with this team, because it's the point of the whole series has been to try and progress Sevilla to being one of the top guns, you know, being one of the Barcelona's, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, like that sort of level of team. Then we came up against Napoli here and they just absolutely dominated us. We had no chance. They're not necessarily one of those huge sides, though they are very good, I get that. But we just had nothing. We could not do a thing. We couldn't do a sausage. I don't know what the deal was, really. Then beyond Mallorca, we've had then a 4-1 win over Barcelona thanks to an Andreas Christensen own goals to Malero, Rafamir and Justin Kluivert. Then had another good stretch of wins here against Valladolid, Lleida, how I don't know how to say it properly. I've got to, you know, Galatasaray and Granada most recently. As for the performances in the squad, if you do ignore Rooney Bargi up the top there, who's had the 1 appearance still, he is almost back to fitness. He's just only recommended to do 45 minutes, so I'm going to ease him back in with a couple of bench appearances here and there because he's coming back from a broken leg, so probably best to give him a little bit of time. Rafamir this season again still performing very well. He is wanted by just Liverpool and Inter Milan. We've then got Rekic, still nobody has got him. I've kept on offering him for the 16 million. Oscar Mingueza, no one's come in for him. I've dropped his transfer value or what we want for him from, I think it was 39.5 last time you guys would have seen. I've dropped it all the way to 32.5 and still no one will even meet that, and I don't really feel like dropping it lower than that. Seeing some very, very good performances from Fran Garcia. I am very, very happy with this chap. He's having a great season, especially in the Champions League. The league, look, he could stand to perform a little bit better, but he has been in and out of the side in rotation with Miguel Gutierrez, who, as you see here, performing pretty well himself. So at left back, our tandem of Spanish youngsters, or Spanish former Real Madrid youngsters even, they're doing rather well. Miguel has even popped up with a nice cheeky couple of goals in the league. He's then, I think, against Lleida in that Spanish Cup game. He did have an outstanding performance as well, grabbing himself 2 assists. Alberto Malero has started to improve. You can see he's up to 3.5 stars in current ability. He's starting to also put in some great performances in the league. I know 4 goals and 3 assists doesn't, jump off the page or anything like that, but he has been very, very good. If we look at his form, bips and bobs, he did have a bit of a niggle there. As you see here, he's injured against Lleida, but a lot of very good performances, including against Barcelona, and a good performance here against Real Madrid as well as most recently against Granada. Very, very happy though with his progression and what he's looking like being, because at 21 years old, he's looking like an absolutely outstanding attacking midfielder and someone that will be able to sort of base our attacking play off of for the next decade almost, potentially. So obviously one to keep an eye on, one that we will need to probably get a new contract in sometime soon, because his release clause of 60 million probably isn't going to be met anytime soon, but earning only 31,000 a week, he'll probably ask for more soon. Luis Enrique has also had a fantastic season, I've thought, as a player who is, new to the continent, new to leaving his homeland of Brazil. I thought he's just been pretty fantastic. 5 goals, 6 assists in the league. He's been very, very good. Good performances, especially in the league, but really I'm just happy with how good he looks for a 23-year-old now. He's looking very, very solid all across the board as an inside forward on the left or as a winger on the right hand side. You can see he's crossing 16, which for a winger on the right hand side, that sounds pretty incredible to me. Someone who can get around the outside and whip some balls in. Pretty happy with that. We have also had our youth intake preview since you were last here, which if you have been following the series along, this is our third here at the club. We've had 2 5-star intakes. We've then had something change. Our previous head of youth development did retire, but we've then brought in Mr. Jean-Francois Villiers. Honestly, that's a horrid attempt at trying to nail that. He, however, looks very, very good. 20 working with the youngsters, judging player potential 20, 18 judging player ability. He looks fantastic as a head of youth development. He's only 51, so he's got plenty of years left, hopefully. And hopefully we can just keep him around because this is the first preview of a youth intake that we've had since Jean-Francois has come to the club. We go to our youth candidates. It, for whatever reason, it always cuts off the top here, but that is a 5-star youth intake, our third in a row, 5-star youth intake. Potential to be a golden generation. There is a defensive midfielder who is an A prospect, attacking midfielder, winger, and wingback who are all A prospects. We've then got a few C prospects, so I mean we'll see what we get from that one. I mean, that'll probably be next video. You'll probably see that one. So I think it's in March, usually towards the end of March. So I mean, we'll probably look to go into maybe even the end of the season, depending on how I'm feeling after this game and how well this game goes. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I think that's a pretty good wrap up of everything that has gone on since we were last here. You can see our goal scorers are just exactly who you'd expect. A couple of less goals than last season maybe, but I think the chopping and changing and the just injuries we've had a number of injuries where people have chopped and changed and had to come in and out and fix your congestion, all that sort of stuff. That's probably why we haven't yet had Rafamir or Calimundo really hit the heights that they did last season. We've also got, for today's video, Yassine Bounou, our first choice keeper, is away on international duty. We won't have him today. You can see here he's at the African Cup of Nations. He should be back in about a week or so's time. So that is not the most ideal of situations, but look, Pena hasn't been doing too bad. I mean, the 6.72 isn't, an ideal rating, I guess. But at the end of the day, he's a backup keeper. I'm not expecting absolute miracles from him. I just want us to stay in games where possible. Anyway, that is enough of a wrap up. Let's get through to today's lineup, see how we stack up against Lyon. So we are going with a very attacking lineup today. We have got Pena, of course, in goals. Back four of Alejandro Pozzo, who has turned up his form a little bit, hoping that he can continue that today. We've then got Nyonzu and Rekic in the centre of defence. Fran Garcia on the left-hand side, who, as you saw before, is averaging a 7.74 or something in the Champions League. So expecting big things from him today. Midfield, we've got Oliver and Oscar as the holders, which is, I guess, a sign of our intent with Oscar usually occupying the attacking midfield role, but today he drops a little bit deeper to allow Malero to sit at the number 10. We've then got Ocampos on the right wing and Luis Enrique on the left wing, with the big man, 20-goal striker Rafamir up front. Basically, I'm just wanting to go out there and win a game. I mean, we're home, we're getting knocked out, we're not going through in the Champions League. So basically, I'm just wanting to get better and show our medal and hopefully earn a little bit of extra cash for, wins in the Champions League and, get closer to that sort of 10-11 range sort of thing in the league. Because really in the Champions League phases, you guys know what I mean. Because I think that's where we should be, really. We really should be up there amongst, the Juventus, the Inter Milan, the Arsenal, that sort of stuff. It shouldn't be Aston Villa and Nice up there, because that's absolute bollocks, really. Up against Lyon today, they do look like they've made a few little changes here and there. Nothing too substantial and nothing too crazy, I suppose, that should have us really worried at all. I've now got inside scoop. I've now got 2 monitors, which I've not had this in like the whole almost year that this channel's been going. I've only had the one monitor, so playing Football Manager, I wouldn't be able to tell if anything was happening on the recording, because I'm just looking at the Football Manager screen with the recording happening in the background. I've now got 2 screens, so I can see the recording, and it's sort of tripping me out, because things will happen on like the game screen that you guys see, that we all see. Anyway, but then there's the tiniest bit of delay into the other one, and it just catches my eye every damn time. Corner early here for Lyon. Kostic to take, swings it in the middle. Well, I shouldn't have spoken, because those exact signings that I was sort of referring to about not being too fantastic or really, setting Lyon apart, they've combined. It's a Kostic corner, and then at the back post, Origi leaps highest beyond Oli Torres and away from Nyonzu as well. And Lyon take the lead. We're going to go with the fire up after only 15 minutes. We're dropped down to 20th in the league phase. I mean, when you look at the top 8 though, 7 of those teams are teams that are better than us, Like teams that should be there, that deserve to be up there and ahead of us. I can't complain. Corner for us now, Nyonzu at the near post. Rafa Mir, he should have scored. I think he's had that deflected off the line. I think that says that, how are Real Madrid, Inter, Bayern, Juventus not going through? What's happening? Like, this Champions League format sucks, Like, I don't want to miss out on those teams playing knockout stage, quarterfinal, semi-final, that sort of stuff. I don't want to not see Real Madrid play in that, and I know, they've got to make it, they've got to be good enough to make it, but we've taken away half the opportunities to get there. What? Why have we done that? Another highlight here, Oli Torres sitting deep, back to Nyonzu, to Oscar now. Forward for Lucas Ocampos. Doesn't quite find his man, but now Pozzo is on the right, looking for a very offside Rafa Mir. Bit of head tennis, Ocampos into Rafa Mir, just over the the bar. Alright, we are looking pretty good though, like we've created a number of chances, I'm not too upset with it. Just that final putting the ball in the net that we're struggling with at the minute. I'm also scared by this. Peña. Iñaki Peña gave it away there to Kostic, leaving an absolutely wide open net. But luckily for us, nothing comes of it. 35 minutes in now. Really need to get back on top in this one. We've definitely got the changes that we can make in the second half, I suppose. But, I mean, in an ideal world, we'd just, come back and get the goal that we've, just about deserved. Luis Enrique plays outside to Frankie Garcia. Malero now back to Garcia. Big cross in towards Ocampos on the head. Again, just over the bar. There's a couple of headers that have gone off the roof of the net there, which, I'd really like to just nip under that bar. These guys have clearly been going to the Jack Grealish school of shooting. That's just fresh on my mind. I watched it when I woke up this morning. I don't know how it is for people in the UK, but that's a 6 a.m. kickoff for me. It's my holidays, man. It's rough. Why are you doing this to me? Half time though, it is 1-0 to Lyon. Not the happiest with it. We need to be doing better. There's a lot more to come from all of you. They've got some frustrated people. I need you to change the game. You've got the ability, blah, blah, blah. Man, just get out there and dang do it, you fellas. Fran Garcia with a free kick towards the far post, headed away by Origi. Oli Torres back out towards Fran Garcia. Another cross towards the back post. Luis Enrique doesn't get a clean header across even. We win the ball back early though. Rekic plays it out for Fran Garcia. Great ball for Rafa Mir. Can't find a finish. Big save from Anthony Lopez. We should be at least level. Oscar with the corner towards the near post. Nyonzu heads it wide. I've changed my tactics up from set pieces. I think I mentioned this, where we're going a little bit, more so that we're secure at the back. Why did we do that? So that we're secure at the back from them, so we were getting too many counterattacks. Oli Torres, come on. How have we not scored in this game? This is getting absolutely ridiculous. There was an open net there begging to be filled. Anyway, that was getting sexual. We should be... I have a feeling the XG is not going to be kind to us here. 2.42 is our XG. We've had 2 shots on target out of 17. Goodness me. Alright, we're going to... I know it's only 7 minutes into the second half, but we're going to take off Rafa Mir for Kalimwendo. I'm also going to move Oscar up, and let's bring on Joan Jordan for Oscar. Just, a little bit cooler heads. That little bit of experience in the big games might count for something. We got a highlight here. Fran Garcia to the back post. I mean, it's a shot on target. It was a header from Luis Enrique straight at Anthony Lopez, but, it's a shot on target. This league table is looking absolutely ridiculous Nice have dropped out, which is great, but Aston Villa are now in there, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, why is that a thing? 60 minutes in now, Ocampos looking tired. This is not good. How are we losing this one to Lyon that we've been much better than? I'm going to do something wild here. We're going to put Pozzo at the wing, take a Campos off of Mingueza, and then Luis Enrique can come off for Kluivert. The next change would probably be Oscar, but we don't really have anyone other than Oliver, so I'd like to keep Oscar out there as long as we can, so that like we hopefully don't need to go like sort of defensive. Yeah, you know what I mean. Highlight here, throw in for Lyon. Sanchez to Cacaret. I don't know how to say it, honestly. I'm not even going to try that one. I probably should be able to, but I've no idea. Over the top towards Origi. Rekic gives it to Origi. Look, if we could just not be absolutely ridiculous and get ourselves a goal here. This is getting stupid. Corner for Lyon. Headed away by Rekic. Wins the second ball. Damn it. What is happening here? I'm going to lose my mind. Oh man, how clear is it now, the amount of work we've got to do in making this team as good as I want us to be. We've got a huge crowd here. We aren't on the better side of the score sheet. We are, oh dear, into the side netting there. We are on the better side of the play, probably all up, but just not happening for us. We're going to go ahead with that change now. I think go with Fran Beltran and we'll switch Joan Jordan to the more attacking role. Look, we're going to have to go more like direct and trying to just move the ball quicker, and I wouldn't say stressed is the word, because, you know, nothing was really riding on this except for a bit of extra money, but like I'm just annoyed by it. Like I'm not stressed by it. I knew nothing was going to happen. It is what it is. But like, bro, we should be absolutely spanking them. Here's Calimundo through. Gets in. 1-0. 1-0? 1-1. Calimundo with the goal. Some terrible playing out from the back from Lyon. I'm going to stick with the changes we've made. It was Oscar who's now coming off, who wins the ball here off that centre-back, I can't say. Gives it straight to Calimundo, who fires it past Anthony Lopez for 1-1. We've got about 18 minutes, 17 minutes plus added time to find a winner, and we are sticking with our attacking approach because we may as well, you know? What's the absolute point of not doing it? I can't really take Joan Jordan off. He doesn't look that injured, but, you know, I'm going to get a message after the game saying that he's out for 3 weeks probably. Goal would be lovely here as we approach full time. An XG of more than 3, and we've only managed to score 1. I'm not best pleased. Dying embers of the game now, no chances coming, which is, I feel like that happens all the time in Football Manager. Like, you go on the all-out offensive, you put as many things for like getting the ball quickly, creating a last chance, and just nothing happens in the last 15 minutes and it ends a 1-1 draw. What's the point, mate? So a 1-1 draw to finish off our wonderful, wonderful exploits in the new Champions League format that is absolutely flawless, and I cannot complain about it one bit. Not the best of performances, but I guess you could say that all up for our time in the Champions League phase. If we look at the way that the league table actually finished, we did end up in 18th, which is pretty disgusting, but we're well above, only a couple of points, but well above Atletico Madrid, who are down in 24th. We're ahead of Ajax and Lyon and Wolfsburg. I don't know. I'm clutching at straws here. We've then got, teams like Juventus and Bayern and Leipzig and Arsenal and Real Madrid around us. Real Madrid, obviously, as you see, can still leap up and qualify because they still do have their game to play. So if they win, they could end up leapfrogging Barcelona or PSG, but they also are still yet to play, so could do their end of the bargain and get ahead. So it'll be an interesting knockout rounds, I guess, or whatever it is, knockout league round. I don't know how it works. I've got to be completely honest. I don't like it so far. Aston Villa have got through, and that annoys me enough. Don't want to talk about it. Next video, we'll come back legitimately for the end of the season. I want to, as I've said many, many times, I want to really get through to the bits where, our youth intake players are our first team players, our, signings from the start of the thing, like Calimundo and Alberto Moleiro even, are like club legends. Like, I want to get through to that bit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go all the way through to our final game here on my birthday against Valladolid, the last game of the league season. Hopefully we are there or thereabouts. If you look at the league, we are just completely in the race at this point. So I'm pretty absolutely chuffed with that. Hopefully we can stick along in that race, and look, if we could defend a title, that would be fantastic, whether it's the cup, whether it's the league. I'd love to do it, but I think being there or thereabouts is probably a decent bet at this point. We still need to improve parts of the squad, obviously, like players need to be moved on and improved upon and things like that. Money would be nice, but I think when you look at like the revenue and things like that of the clubs, we're absolutely nowhere near the teams above us in the league. So we've got work to do there somehow. I don't know how we do that, but we need to do it. That's what we're here for, I guess. I've also got another idea for a Football Manager series, which I want you guys to let me know about. It's sort of based upon, you know, series like Jack from Workless Space and Kevin or Lolujo do on their YouTube channels, which obviously, as you can probably guess, are inspirations for what I do here on Football Manager on the channel. I'm wanting to do like a non-league to legend, like a park to prem, that sort of thing, where we start unemployed at, you know, with no real qualifications or anything like that. I'm wanting to, you know, get into that sort of thing so you can rise through the ranks and see how we go. I don't have a name for it. The name's up for grabs, so if you have an idea for the name, let me know. Also, if you have an idea of how we should start it, what we should start with, we should pick a team and try and build from there. I could potentially start at Brisbane Raw, my local team here in Australia. You know, I don't know. Let me know what you reckon. That, you know, that one's up there. That'll be potentially what comes after Sevilla, whenever that is. You know, we'll see. Anyway, that'll do us. We're done. Next video will be the end of season, what is this, season 3? Oh, wow, we're even getting through it, which is great news. Make sure you do leave us a like down below so that more people can see the video, so that more people get involved. Subscribe so you don't miss a video, so you never miss another Dylan on the Ball video, including the FIFA, including the Football Manager, including upcoming streams now that I've got 2 screens. Oh my god, it's all happening here. Comment down below what you thought of the video, what we need to do to take Sevilla to the next level, what we need to do to make that Park to Prem-esque series happen, what it should be called, anything, whatever. Comment down below, let me know. And thank you for watching, basically. Until next time, when we go again to, I don't know, hopefully defend a title. Peace.